I need $1 million. God, can you please send me money? Location of God. Because when you're sending a letter to somebody, a very important letter, I'm assuming prayers are important, okay? Prayer of supplication is important. Prayer of intercession is very important, okay? So you need that prayer to go exactly where you want it to go, okay? Find God exactly and hand it to the man himself.
This episode is sponsored by Vault Life.
Life's unpredictable, but your digital legacy doesn't have to be. Introducing Vault Life, the secure, intelligent platform that protects your precious memories and vital documents, ensuring they reach your loved ones exactly when they need them.
Store photos, videos, wills, and more in your encrypted digital vault. Our unique wellness monitoring system keeps track.
And if you ever miss a check-in, your trusted beneficiaries are notified, safeguarding your digital future. Don't leave your digital life to chance. Plan for tomorrow, today. Visit vaultlife.online and secure your legacy.
Kota2Eight with King Wise.
Welcome back to Kota2Eight Podcast. Today is a deep topic we're going to be talking about, and it's an amazing topic. And me and Fiona are going to be breaking it down. And I know I have struggled with this specific topic myself. I've struggled with how to do it, and I've learned how to do it, and I'm still learning, and I continue to learn. So today's topic is going to be prayer. And the first thing we have to do is to kind of define what is prayer. Maybe probably talk about the traditional way of praying and what we are going to be talking about in how I know it works. My definition of prayer is the continuous thought you have every single day, every moment, every time you're doing anything. That is a thought, right? That is always in your head, especially the things that you deeply go into and try and understand and even make scenarios about. Like, for example, you know that you have an interview and you are so much afraid of the interview, you obsess about it and you think about how you're going to be answering the questions and how you would talk to the people. And that in itself is, I would define that as a prayer, because it brings up feelings, it brings up specific thoughts that are well constructed. And if you look at it, it is like a dream. When you think to the level of it being looking like a dream, like it's like daydreaming, that is a very strong prayer. Now, for it to be a good prayer for you, whether it's a good prayer for you or it's not a good prayer for you, it is in essence a good prayer. So whether you're praying for a good thing or you're praying for a bad thing, that prayer will get answered probably. Most probably. That prayer has more chances of getting answered. So now what we want to do is to pray in a way that we can have a good outcome in whatever we are praying for. In any case, we should probably maybe define or name the types of prayers, like, for example, the supplication, which is a lot of people would want to talk about that. Supplication, it's a prayer of you asking for something. I need $1 million. God, can you please send me money? That is prayer of supplication. And then the prayer of intercession. Intercession is a prayer for you to pray for somebody else that is not you. It's a selfless prayer. It doesn't have anything to do with you, which to some extent might be a prayer so that it also benefits you in a way, and not directly, but a prayer of intercession. And then there are so many other kinds of prayers. So, but basically, the one I'm going to be talking about, that I'm going to be trying to help you and me get a result, is the main two was the supplication and the uh, intercession. So in that way, I have to emphasize this thing you have been doing it for a long time. You have been praying for a long time, even though you might not be knowing that you have been praying. You have been praying. So as I said in the beginning, when I defined what prayer is, it's a recurring thought, a continuous recurring thought, and that thought is a prayer. And so, what you think in your head, what you think in your heart, is what you are. Uh, Many religious texts talk about that, and specifically the Christians are the ones that talk about what thinketh a man, so is he, because it is in the Bible. But what I'm talking about, this prayer is not specifically a religious thing. I know when you say prayer, it seems we are talking about religion. There's no religion here. Prayer is done by everyone. This is why you see some people who don't even go to church, who don't even go to the mosque, who don't even go to the temple, pray in their own way, and things happen as they pray. Or some, their lives are just good, and then you go to God and ask, how is how is that guy? he's he's always drunk. He's always, but how does it, how is it that he gets things that he focuses on? If he says he's going to get certain thing, goes and gets it. How is it possible that you bless that person and that person, but you don't bless me when I'm coming to church every day? That has nothing to do with the prayer and manifestation. That's another thing. People like to call it manifestation. I'm gonna call it prayer, yes, because yeah, it's manifestation, because you're taking something from non-physical place to put it in a physical place. That is basically the transaction you're doing. So the way you do it, which you're already doing, but the way you do it is, when once you know how to do it, it's going to be specific, and it's going to reveal a lot of things that you do. For example, one thing I'm going to tell you about is the way you speak. The way you speak is one of the ways you are also praying, because when you talk, right, you speak out words, and words, and your voice is sound is frequency. It calls out something from the non-physical to manifest in the physical. So if you always say, our family is just, you're just poor, you're 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 condemning your family, not only you and everybody else, you're condemning them to poverty. So you have to watch your tongue, because uh, life and death is in the power of the tongue. And I don't know if I said it right, but you should know that. Well, whatever you are saying, the way you say it, the way you say when you feel, just imagine how how you feel when you are angry, right? And when you're angry and you are saying something to somebody, you can feel that your words are carrying something in them. The same way when you are excited and you are talking to somebody you are excited with, your voice or your words carry an excitement feeling. So whatever you are saying, you have to watch what you're saying. And I've always thought about this when I have a bad dream or something. I don't say it. I don't say it to anybody because I feel like when I say it to someone, I first of all, I project it out into the ether, into the universe. And second of all, I put it in somebody else's brain so that they can process it and start making up and visualize it, which is another way of praying, visualization. And they start visualizing that bad dream. I don't want that to be in anybody's brain. So when I think of something that is terrible, I don't talk about it to well, most of the time. I try not to, most of the time. So that is another way of praying. I'm kind of breaking it down a little bit as I go, but visualization is one of the most important thing. It taps into imagination. Imagination. I think I've talked about imagination a little bit, and imagination. If you imagine you're on a beach, you've left home, everything is good, you're on a holiday, you are happy, okay? That is visualization. As I'm saying right now, you are visualizing that thing. And even if you've ever read the Bible, there's a verse that talks about visualization. And it talks about you should think about the good things, whatever is good, whatever is noble. Okay. So those are the things that you should think about. And you shouldn't think about the wrong things, the bad things that are happening in your life. And I know it's a little bit difficult, especially when you are in trouble or you actually see that I need the money right now. So how do I get from I need the money right now to getting the money right now? In that the visualization, that process, it kind of doesn't work because you'll be like, I'm in trouble right now. I need, yeah. And then I come and tell you, visualize the good stuff. Dude, I can't be visualizing the good stuff. I am in trouble. And so I want to manifest this thing immediately. But what I can tell you is, I think I've talked about emotional control before, and if you can manage to control your emotions, because your emotions gives you the feeling, and the feeling gives you the communicates to the universe, communicates to God that this person is wanting or needing this at the moment. He has to have this. It's not it's not an asking thing. Okay? No, don't ever do this. Don't ever pray this way. Don't ever go into a prayer room and pray like, okay, here's the thing. A lot of you who are watching this channel are not subscribed. And you might even think you are subscribed because you see this video coming up. But just do me a favor and check and see if you are subscribed. Thank you. It helps with the algorithm. YouTube loves it. I love it. You love it. Please, God, can I have... And don't ever do that. It doesn't work. I've tried it so many times. I've done it every day when I'm going to sleep for a long time. And nothing ever changed. What I was praying for, nothing changed. It only changed after a very long time. After I knew, I decided that this is what is going to happen. You know, I know you be saying, so what do you mean? Should we stop praying? If you're praying like this, you better stop praying, because you're praying from for a place of desperation. And what you are feeling is desperation. So what does God give you? What you are feeling. It gives you desperation. So you are going to continue to be desperate. I know this is a little bit different from what you learn from church or your maybe your religious leaders. But from my experience, desperation does not work. God doesn't want you to come to God and say and then plead like beg. No begging. If you beg, it gives you more begging. So desperation is a no. Okay, don't go and be desperate. Know what you want and demand it. Okay, you need to know what you want first. Okay, now I'm getting into how to what you need to say. It's like when you're right now there's AI, right? AI is I think is a very good tool to test yourself. If you can't prompt it right, you don't get the right results. You get a different result. For example, I'll give you an example. You want to get a Christmas gift. We are getting to Christmas, right? You want your husband you want your husband to buy you one of those cars and bring the guy with the saxophone to sing for you. All right, you want a surprise car. Okay, and then you go to God, and then you pray, and say, God, can you please uh, please make my husband love me. Okay, that's usually that's how people pray. I want my husband to love me, but you don't say is exactly what you really what what gets you to be feeling the love. Okay, what do you need to see in your husband or your wife to feel the love? What exactly do you want? Be very specific. If my husband buys me this car, okay, this car and this bow tie and this, right? Okay, I've said this before. Go on to Chat GPT and type in a prompt. Make me a picture of this specific thing and visualize that. Okay, at least now you can visualize using a picture that you can make. 5 years ago, you would have to go and find a magazine and do a cutout of somebody else's house. But now you can actually prompt that and get a picture and then look at it and say, this is what my husband has bought me. Okay, this is what my husband has bought me. Not what he's going to buy me. Okay, listen to the wording. My husband has bought me this car. Okay, you understand that? So it's a when you're saying it, it's in the present. You have done it's already there. This thing, well, basically, I would say it is already in the past. Because once you have something, you are not. Are you going to go and ask for it if you already have it? No. You are going to just say, I have it. I have a beautiful car, BMW 3 Series. My husband surprised me. I'm telling you tricks here, women. Okay, the tricks to get your prayers answered. So this is an example. Okay, this is just an example. You can do the same thing in any case, in anything. Okay, That is the same thing as when people talk about affirmations. When people talk about affirmations, it's the same thing. It's a prayer process that they're doing. And when you're doing an affirmation or prayer, you are not supposed to be asking too much. You are not supposed to be asking. They say there should be repetition, right? But your repetition should not be in asking, because your repetition, if it is in asking, is you're going to be given a way to continue to ask. I don't know if you understand this, but you have to understand. I want you to understand one thing: what the way the words you use and the way you are feeling should go hand in hand. One, two, should be talking about the future that has been realized, the future that you want, and take it and go through the present into the past. It has already been done. Ask and it shall be given unto you. That is what you only need to do. You need to ask. But the problem is we don't know how to ask. And then after that, we give up because we are not patient enough. That is one other thing. And the time we need something done, and the time we pray, sometimes it doesn't happen instantly. A lot of times it happens instantly, and you can see it if you do it right. But sometimes it doesn't happen instantly. In the present, in the manifestation, it doesn't manifest instantly. But in the realm of the spirit, in the realm of the non-physical, it has already happened because you have asked for it. And if you had asked for it rightly, in the correct way, it has happened already. And then so after that, you just have to walk about feeling like a millionaire. Okay, right. Let me see where I am. Right. All right. I have to contrast with the traditional prayer. I think I've done that already. Because in the traditional prayer, we 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 pray as if it is not there. We pray as if when you are interceding for somebody, maybe you want them to be healed. We pray as if God heal this person, please. When we should be doing a prayer of gratitude, of thanking God that you have healed this person. And especially the feeling I will continue to emphasize on the way we feel. How do you cultivate the feeling? You cultivate it through the visualization. So what are you going to be doing with that person when they get healed? You are going to be visiting each other, doing braais and jumping around, playing in the mud or whatever you want to be thinking about. So that is what you want to visualize. See them growing old. Maybe you're praying for someone who is a little bit younger. See them walking with a stick and with white hair. That is what gray hair or white hair, whichever one you want to. So that is what you want to be visualizing and get the feeling from that. Because if you start to get a feeling from that, it means they are there in that place where you saw them. And that place you saw them, it will force whatever disease or anything that they are feeling to go away, because they have to get to that point. And if many people have that same feeling, have that same visualization, that is going to happen even faster. The one thing that is very hard to do in this kind of prayer is, once you do it, maybe you are in a visualization mode. once you finish your visualization, and then you go back to that person you were praying for, you were interceding for, and you look at them, and then you see them, and then you kind of see them, and then you'll be like, yes, I was feeling like I was seeing and visualizing them, okay, running around, but the way they are looking right now is not what I was seeing there. So the contrast, the immediate change is like a shock to you, and flips you back to the feeling of them being sick. So you have to go back, you have to keep it in your head to push those thoughts of unwellness in your head, push them away and tell them to stop coming. Literally tell them to stop coming. As I'm saying, as I'm talking to you right now, tell them, like, you have to tell them, that thought, I don't want you in my head. If you can actually say it out loud, it is actually even more better, much better. But this kind of prayer is kind of, it's different from the traditional way, because we pray and then we go away, and then we're like, and then we start talking in the house. She's not well. He's not well. He's not well. But that is the wrong way of doing it. You once you start talking about, as I said in the beginning, your words that come out of your mouth will light fires. They are like fire. They resonate. They are going out into the universe, and they are going to give out that result that you have been talking. So you are working against yourself. So once you start to pray for something, whatever you're going to be talking about it, let it be the same thing that you're praying about it, in the way I've explained how to do it. All right, here's the thing. I try to bring you valuable information. I look for it, I find it, and I say what I think about it. And if you're enjoying this, I would ask you to subscribe and then hit the notification, so that I can see that you're showing me support. So far, we have defined what prayer is. It is something. It is what you continuously think about. It is the feeling that you continuously have. It is the visualizations that you continuously have, and it is the words that you always talk that you bring out of yourself, and that is prayer. And another thing about that is your name itself. Your name is a prayer. I define it as a prayer. It's a name, but it's a prayer that everyone else prays on you. So, for example, King Wise, right? You call me King Wise, King Wise, King Wise. What is your name? My name is King Wise. I don't use it, but everyone else says King Wise to me, right? When they say that, they are praying a prayer to me. So sometimes that's another thing. When we're naming our children, people, please, let's name our children with the correct prayer, with the right prayer. That is a good prayer. Okay, let's try and do that. I know it's sometimes you can't really change your name. Well, you can change your name, but you can't really change your name sometimes. But you have to be named by people, some other people. But that is another prayer. So it's the words that are being spoken to you, for you, on you. Sometimes you are not supposed to be praying. This goes a little bit against what you might think, but you understand why I say sometimes you are not supposed to be praying. Because times you are not supposed to be praying when you are angry. Don't pray when you're angry. because the feeling of anger is destructive. It will work against you. When you're angry, when you're sad, when you're feeling low, and when you just have a negative feeling, don't even think about stuff. Just don't talk about the things that are making you feel bad, because they will be multiplied, because the feeling is so intense, right? The intense feeling you are having pushes it even more to manifestation. It pulls it back in. If you ever see the people who complain about their romantic life, they are always complaining about their romantic, and actually it's bad. It's terrible. So stay away from complaining. Stay away from, especially when you're angry, when you're sad, when you're feeling very low, when you're feeling like you have been betrayed. When you're betrayed, don't talk about the betrayal. Talk about something else. Don't think about the betrayal. I know it's very hard to do, but kick that thought out of your head. When it comes, tell it to go away. I know what happened. I was there. What do you want to tell me about that? I was there. Stop talking about it. Okay? You have to tell your brain, I was there. Don't tell me that I was there. I know what happened. Okay? Those are the times where you shouldn't pray in this way, because it will destroy whatever things that you already have prayed for and shift your energy into something bad. So we don't want that. We want you to be in a positive trajectory. If you fall down a little bit, that's okay, but we want you to continue in a positive way. Right. I've talked about prayer a lot. I hope you've understood what I was talking about. And first of all, know what you really want, okay? Be specific in what you want. Is be specific. And second of all, some things you don't have to pray for. Oh, that's I didn't talk about that. Some things you're not supposed to pray for, because you're wasting your time and you're wasting your energy when you're praying for some things. Like for example, you want to start a business. Your prayers always Marindoda business. I want God, I want a good business. God, I want the best business in the world. God, I want no, you don't pray about that. Go and look for the business. Okay? Stop bothering God, okay? And every action, the actions that you want, you are supposed to do all the actions. Okay? And then after you do the actions, that's when you pray. Okay? Don't pray before you do the action. Do the action first and say, okay, I've read all my books. Help me remember. Okay, help me remember what I want to do. Action. When you act as if you have already acquired your prayer, it is what is called faith. The action as if you have already attained it. The universe, the ether, God is seeing that you have made your prayer that there was no bridge, and then you pray that the bridge should be there, and then you're already walking into the water. You are making faith informed actions that will definitely cause, most of the time, if you have done it right, to bring the bridge wherever it is from to manifest in front of you and perform miracles like Jesus. And well, Jesus actually said we are going to perform miracles that are even way bigger than what he has done. And he has a very big record. He has a very, very, yeah. You stay, yeah. He's So I mean, that is all I have to say. Oh, okay. I have to mention this before I let you go. Please subscribe, okay? And also, do not do this prayer, okay? The prayer that most of the people like. Well, not most of the people. I've heard this prayer, people talking about a prayer called back to sender. Don't do that. Okay, don't do that. It's like somebody's trying to make things bad happen to me, so I'm praying that you send it back to them. Don't do that. That's an automatic thing. Okay, if you are someone who doesn't wish bad things upon people, bad things are not going to come for you. Okay, that in itself is a defense shield or around you and your loved ones. Because if you wish good things on people or don't even wish bad things on anybody, God, the universe, and the ether or anything you want to call it knows that you don't wish in your heart, you don't want anybody to be harmed, and you don't want anyone harming you. So that is an automatic thing. It doesn't, it's implied. Okay, let me tell you that. It is implied. Don't go to the prophet and say, back to sender. By the way, if you see that guy who does that, that is not good prayer. There is no prayer there. That is total terrible things going on there. Okay. Another thing I wanted to talk about in terms of prayer, we go to the hill and and the mountain and shout and go shout and make noise and all that. Don't do that. Okay, that is not prayer. Shouting your concerns to the whole world out there is not going to help you get them. Do the steps and then find where God is, which is the last thing I want to talk about. The location of God. Because when you're sending a letter to somebody, a very important letter, I'm assuming prayers are important. Okay. Prayer of supplication is important. Prayer of intercession is very important. Okay. So you need that prayer to go exactly where you want it to go. Okay. Find God exactly and hand it to the man himself.
This episode is sponsored by Vault Life.
Life's unpredictable, but your digital legacy doesn't have to be. Introducing Vault Life, the secure, intelligent platform that protects your precious memories and vital documents, ensuring they reach your loved ones exactly when they need them.
Store photos, videos, wills, and more in your encrypted digital vault. Our unique wellness monitoring system keeps track.
And if you ever miss a check-in, your trusted beneficiaries are notified, safeguarding your digital future. Don't leave your digital life to chance. Plan for tomorrow, today. Visit vaultlife.online and secure your legacy.
So if you're praying in the hill, going whatever places you're praying. God is not there. Okay. And let me say this again. God is not where you are going. Okay. God is not where you are going. Let me tell you where God is. Okay, there's this guy called nowadays they call him Jesus. He was asked a question. He was asked the question, says, where is the kingdom of heaven? Okay. First of all, they asked him about prayer, and he said, "Our Father who art in heaven." God is in heaven, right? So he is in heaven. Where is he who is God? Our Father who art in heaven. Okay, right. So it means the location of God is in heaven, right? And then he was also asked in another place about the coming of heaven, and he said, "Don't you know that the kingdom of heaven is in you. So where were you going? In the hills to find God. When God is right here. Okay, God is in you, all right? The kingdom of heaven is in you. God is in you. Okay. The location of God is where? In you. All right. I'm gonna break it down a little bit more in the coming episodes one day, and show you that God is in you and you yourself are God. You are an extension of God. If you ever heard the preachers talk to you about you being an ambassador of God, an ambassador of God is an extension of God. Okay, so you yourself are God Himself, and God is in you. That's where you need to address the prayers. Address the prayers where God is, and then you find your answer. Okay, thank you for listening. I know it has been a little bit confusing and somewhat controversial, but remember, know what you want, say it specifically as if it is in the past. I was given this car by my husband. Okay, all right. This has already happened, all right? And remember that. And then continue feeling as if, don't feel as if, feel the feeling of having it. Okay, that is one big thing. Feel the feeling of having it. Feeling is prayer. Okay, thoughts are prayer. Visualization. Know what to say. Okay, know what to think. Okay, know what to imagine. Okay, and I will see you driving your very own Bentley. All right, have fun and keep praying.